I believe it's getting a little late for Vanguard, though I wouldn't be too upset if he did end up grabbing it, as he does just need a little bit more survivability, because they don't have any DPS physically, and if you can get enough just to survive their nukes, you're going to survive no matter what. They do have a pretty good amount of single target nukes that they can drop on you: multicast, void, Bloodseeker's ultimate. And if you can just get up enough health just to, survive those, you're going to be able to turn around and do more DPS. Because even though neither of you have any DPS items, you have more DPS just being the Viper and 2 of your skills adding to your DPS. The last hit coming away for this Beastmaster, as we see Beastmaster picking up a cloak. Maybe it's going to be just a straight hood, however, a pipe right now, even though it seems like it might be a little overkill in terms of not letting them farm at all, or not stopping their magical damage, as they have like no AoE. Then again, the fact that they have no DPS and they only have those few nukes, you're pretty much taking away all of their damage. The Scourge really need good initiations, as they need to be able to jump in and take out the Tidehunter, as they will initiate with this Viper, and Viper will be able to bring down the Crystal Maiden. Tidehunter comes in his ultimate. Lich drops down an ulti. It hits a lot of people. Great bounces. A nice ultimate coming from this anti-mage. He will be able to knock off the silence coming from the... God, there's so much going on. Coming from the Night Stalker, and then they will be able to DPS down this Ogre Magi. Really strong team fight. Really good initiation. Viper comes in first. Just couple hits on that Crystal Maiden, only having 700 health, paired with that Medallion of Courage, just knocks her down immediately, followed by a Tidehunter ultimate. A Lich ulti getting great bounces, as well as jumping on a few heroes. 2 heroes that were real close to each other. Really strong. This anti-mage is going to continue to farm down here, just getting so much stronger. With that minutes up, it doesn't really matter what he goes for next. If I was him, I would probably be working towards an MKB to just, add up to that extra damage, maybe even a Butterfly, as that physical DPS from the Scourge will pretty much be nullified if they ever do get any physical DPS up. And I'm not liking the Weaver pick and or the Bloodseeker pick in conjunction with each other. I really feel like it should have been one or the other. They both need farm, and one of them is getting it and the other one is not. And as well as the item choices of the Weaver, I really think was a bad idea. I really think that they should have let the Weaver get the Radiance, and then let this Bloodseeker maybe go for a Vanguard, maybe followed into... I'm not really sure, I don't really see him too often. However, an MKB, Butterflies aren't too bad. Maybe a crit stick paired with his buff skill that silences, but if used on him adds a shitload of damage. And if you can get a crit stick and put that amplified damage on you, you will be able to crit out large chunks of health. Paired with a Helm of the Dominator will give you a little bit more survivability, as well as that Vite booster that he would have picked up. And then you also would have had the DPS coming out of the Nubian Weaver. Nubian Weaver would have been able to pick up at least a bit booster at this point to add to his survivability. The Night Stalker has a pipe now. The pipe will be very useful against the Tide and Lich ultimates, as it has just been raining hell on them as of recent. This Viper coming in on this, as the ultimate gets dropped, but then he will time lapse out, and as he recognized he had gone too far. Oh shit. As an ultimate coming out from this Rexar, as well as multiple right clicks from this anti-mage, able to bring down, as he will go in on this Crystal Maiden. Look at Crystal Maiden just getting torn apart. Only 500 health. Will she make it out? Blocking trying to come out from the... And it appears that that was a last hit from a image taking her down. Really sad for the Crystal Maiden. Just, you're such low health. She needs an Ethereal Blade so bad. But not going to be able to get the farmers. They must give the farm to this Weaver, who is incredibly underfarmed, especially compared to his counterpart. Even though his counterpart isn't the anti-mage, in this game his counterpart is the Viper and or the Beastmaster. The Beastmaster has that Hood of the Defiance. Really going to go a long way in terms of his survivability within the team fights. As I was saying earlier, the only damage they really have is nukes, but they're all single target nukes. They're not even really going to be able to help bring down a team, which is really what they need at this point, or anybody needs it, as it is a team game. The Sentinel, the Scourge being, or I'm sorry, the Sentinel being able to, you know, bring the supports down so quickly, and as well as bring people down in a team fashion, really has just been the difference in the game so far. And if anybody, as we do see an Eagle Horn coming up on this anti-mage, he will be going for that Eagle, or sorry, the Eagle Horn. He already has Eagle Horn. He will be going for that Butterfly, sitting at 164 creep kills. Now, I'm horrible at math, but I think he's, you know, like 6. And I'm pretty sure. Really ridiculous. Just so farmed compared to everybody else on the Scourge team. I'm not sure right here, but if you look at it, I mean, he has more farm than the Bloodseeker and the Weaver combined. The Weaver's so under-leveled. Nothing to really talk about in terms of being able to attack. This Night Stalker, really not doing much. I haven't really seen too many multicast. The luck has really not been on the Ogre Magi's side. However, you really don't get that added. You get added luck as each level goes on. Being level 9, not really even level 11 yet, it's really going to be difficult. As that a level 11 has been reached by the Lich. Such an important milestone, as is every 6, 11, and 16. It is on every hero, as you know, most ultimates are extremely beneficial. However, not as beneficial as Lich's ultimate and or Tide's ultimate, as they will be going on this Viper. Viper backs up, and he does have his team here, so I believe once the team is, yeah, they will back up, as they did see the Tide Hunter coming. Vili Valo now running up, as it appears as they are just going to go ahead and knock down mid, as they have such a big gold advantage and level advantage and tower kill advantage. As we see 15, 9, 9, 13, 13 to 14, 13, 11, 15, 18 coming out of that anti-mage. They will just knock down this Roshan extremely quickly. Really nothing they can do about it. Look at these 2 wards right here. Dropped down just recently. Talk about